Welcome back. So let's transit from aviation, national security to other matters just as important. We're talking about retrofitting guidelines for CNG. What exactly does it mean? But of course, we understand that the PCNGI, that's the Presidential Compressed National Gas Initiative, was a policy or is a policy intervention of the Tinubu-led government following the removal of fuel subsidy to ease the impact on Nigerians. So what are the progress and challenges recorded so far since the introduction of that policy? Let's have this conversation as we have joining us Mr. Oluwemimo Oshanikpe. He's the DG of the National Automotive Development and Design Council. Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you for having me here.
Now, for those who may not know, the organization that you head is supposed to register and ensure standards for CNG conversion in the country. If I'm correct, I'd like you to put me in proper perspective. But I would like you to also talk to us about, besides that mandate, the guidelines for CNG conversion, because that is at the heart of hesitancy for most people who want to transit from petrol-powered vehicles to CNG.
Okay, yes. We at National Automotive Design and Development Council, NADDC, have the mandate to come up with policies, programs, and initiatives that will lead to the acquisition of new technology. Wherever there's a new technology, and that new technology has to be adapted or acquired in Nigeria automobile sector, we come up with the program and policies that will aid at the adoption as well as adaptation of such policy. So this CNG initiative is also a policy in auto sector, a policy of the federal government, and to us, we have to ensure that the policy is properly implemented as far as automobile is concerned. So we have the mandate to accredit, that is, accredit workshops that are to convert vehicle with auto power by PMS or ADO to those that will be powered by compressed natural gas, CNG. And that's why we come up, apart from accrediting them, we need to put in place guidelines to help those that have been trained, because before we can register or accredit a workshop, we ensure that such workshop have what it requires to be able to convert vehicle to CNG. And those what are required are the necessary equipment, necessary tools, and then the required personnel to carry out the workshop. So after we have done that, and we are sure you have this, we accredit you. But we didn't want to stop at that accreditation. We came up with a guideline for retrofitting, so that if peradventure you have been trained, but you need to refresh, you need to know what you need to do. And this, we came up with that guideline. The guideline will serve that purpose, and as well ensure there is standardization, so that whatever is done in Lagos is done in Sokoto, is done in Port Harcourt, done in Enugu, so that we ensure that whatever process that we are doing, we document it and then make that process available to all the conversion centers. That's the essence of the guideline for retrofitting. And that guideline was launched about 3 weeks ago.
So maybe you help us explore exactly detail, because we've had concerns around the CNG penetration. It's a great idea, to be fair, because from the analytics that have been put out by persons like you, I guess, and the authorities and everybody within that space, it will consume, it's more economical. But there is the hesitancy because of concerns around aesthetics, concerns around trust for whatever gas cylinders is being put into people's vehicle and all of this. So how are you navigating this hesitancy that perhaps is affecting penetration? And also speak to us about the issue of capacity as well.
Okay, the hesitancy, I think majorly is about safety. First of all, let me address safety. The CNG is even safer than using PMS, and I will explain. Let's start with the tank that we put the fuel. The fuel that we use for PMS or AGO, you look at the texture, you look at the material used in making those tanks, and compare it to the material used in making the tank of CNG, which is referred to as cylinder. The cylinder is fireproof and is bulletproof. So that shows that it's very, very secure. And not only that, when the gas goes into the cylinder, it cannot vent, it cannot come out. And no matter what happens, even when you remove the nozzle and everything, it will not still come out. So what that means, it cannot vent. And if it cannot vent, it will not be able to catch fire, because it's when it's come out that you can think it will catch fire. And then even if you vent that gas, you deliberately vent the gas, because the gas is lighter than the air, it cannot come together and then be able to spark and then ignite fire. So in that respect, it's very, very, very safe. So that's for safety. And in time of what can compromise safety is the quality of kit. So SON, that is Standard Organization of Nigeria, has come up with about 89 standards. And these standards are world standard, are global standard, those ones that are adopted here in Nigeria. And those standards specify the kind of kit we are to use, the kind of cylinder we are to use, and these are part of the training, and these are part of what are listed in the guideline. When we do training, we specify what the kind of cylinder, and those ones that have been certified, we let them know what to look out for on those cylinder. And when you buy all these ones that have been certified by SON, that means the safety and the quality of those kits are guaranteed. So when you get the quality, the kits, the quality kits, and then you follow the process, the secure process, the lay down rule of retrofitting, then the safety of the CNG power vehicle is guaranteed. Then on the capacity, yes, we've done a lot of training to build capacity, not only in time of the technical know-how of those that will be doing the conversion, but also to increase the number of those that will be doing the conversion. So we've done that, and we continue to do that. And we encourage also the private sector to plug in this and go and do more training, because it's not going to, everything is not going to be done by government. Just as the conversion center are being built or provided by the public, so also we encourage more people to go into that industry and be involved in this conversion. We know that gradually it is something that we are not going to achieve the spread in a day or in a month, but gradually, by the time we make sure that we sensitize people, let them know what to do, then we are sure that gradually we cover the major cities in Nigeria.
Speaking of the spread, let's explore that part of the conversation now. You say that CNG is even safer than petrol-powered vehicles, but this doesn't particularly show in the numbers when you consider that there are only 150,000 conversion centers across Nigeria to serve a country of about 200 million people. And according to the federal government, only about 100,000 vehicles have been converted in 1 year. And besides that, when you visit CNG stations, there are long lines of vehicles waiting to get the product. So there's also a scarcity. I'd like you to speak to these issues.
Okay, on the scarcity of gas, when there is a success of one program, it creates another hiccup. I know because of the number of the people that have done the conversion, they are now more than the already established infrastructure. But again, the federal government and the agency, especially Presidential CNG Initiative and NNPC in charge of gas, and they are working day and night to ensure that we have gas available in stations, especially starting with the one that government can control with NNPC stations. I know we are working a lot, and then the people in charge of gas are working day and night, as I said, to ensure that we have that spread. But even having said this, government expects that the establishment of gas station is going to be private sector driven. And a lot of investment has gone into that, especially in the area of production of the CNG itself, because you have to compress that gas. And in compressing the gas, it involves a lot of investment. And as I'm talking to you, the number of the people that are involved in that level, in that space, has doubled in the last 20 months or so, or in the year since the program started. What that means is that a lot of investment is going there, and very soon, pretty soon, we start seeing the result of the investment that has going into the production of the gas. And apart from that, a lot of investment also as you go into building stations. I've talked to a lot of station owners, and they are almost, some of them are almost through with the building of their station, because it takes process. We have to follow the process. They need to have the necessary certification also from the agency supervising the building of gas station, and we have to ensure that the right things are done. We don't want to rush things. Nobody wants to rush things. We want to ensure that we follow the process 100%, because whatever is done, we want to ensure that whatever is done and done well. So we get there. Gradually we get there, but a lot of work is being done in that regard.
All right, so let's talk about a bit of targets from what you're doing. So let's talk about in terms of, I know you work in agreement or in consonance with other persons within this CNG space and the automotive. You are the council, so you put policy direction and you monitor these policies. So what time does the government earmark to be able to have significant number of conversion? Is it in the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? Do you have that data? Do you have that projection? And what number are we talking about here? So by that I'm saying, how many cars do we have? How many do we hope to convert? And what will be the percentage in terms of conversion in the next whatever number of years as target, so that we can put a bit of facts that we can hold you to?
Yeah, the target is 1 million by 2027. So the 1 million by even though we are far from the targets now, that is when you look at what we have achieved compared to the target. But we know that by the time the infrastructure are in place, the rate of conversion is going to grow, it's going to jump up, and then we'll be moving toward that, achieving that target. But as it is now, because of the infrastructure level is still a bit low, and we are working seriously on that. Like, we released the retrofitting guideline about 3 weeks ago, and a lot of work also has been done to provide to make sure that gas are available across the country. Immediately we achieve that will increase the level of conversion as well of adoption of the gas policy. But as I'm talking to you, the target is 1 million for 2027.
So let's speak to the numbers that you have now in terms of conversion that has been done. The federal government says it's 100,000, but cumulatively, can you speak to the numbers of petrol-powered vehicles that have been converted to CNG since you are the regulator?
Okay, yes, as from our own side, we regulate the conversion centers. So, and for those that have been done, there are about just as you put it, it's about 100,000 currently. But the number of conversion centers are increasing every day. As at yesterday, we got approval for about 25 more conversion centers across the country, which means the more we increase the number of conversion centers, the more we are able to increase the number of conversion vehicles, that's converted vehicles. So we are so sure that by the end of this year, we will have done a lot, because as at now, we have over 300 conversion centers, and we can increase the number tremendously before the end of the year. And in 2026 also, our target is to ensure that we have conversion centers across the whole country, in every local government in Nigeria. And if we achieve that, it will increase the number of vehicles that are going to be converted between now and 2027.
Well, that's pleasant to note. But besides the concern of the lack of the product itself, which may speak to the lack of activity in some of these centers, there is also that concern that is coming through about the cost of conversion. I believe it's about 1 million naira, and for an average Nigerian now to come up with 1 million naira, if you consider what the minimum wage is saying, then it's a difficult project to embark upon without consideration. I'd like you to speak to that. Is there any possibility that the cost of conversion can come down?
Okay, first of all, the Presidential CNG initiative is working on that, and I know as of today that Presidential CNG initiative provide kits and also pay for conversion costs for trade unions, that is driver trade union, those that are involved in fleet operation, let's say NURTW, return, and all of them, about 3 major trade unions that are involved in fleet operation. So these are the people that the group of people that have more impact on, especially in determining the price or the fare charged by the transporters. And because of that, they get their own free of charge. But for individuals or for people we call the air riders, so for those of them, we encourage them to take facility from Credit Corp. Credit Corp provide facility if you want to do the conversion, because we know the cost is high, but the most interesting part of it, the exciting part of it is that if you can invest it, we see it as part of investment. If you can invest the amount it involved, that is the initial outlay to do the conversion, you can recoup it. If you are using your vehicle for hailing, for example, you can recoup it within 3 to 4 months because of the saving you are going to make from using CNG. So that's why we are saying, don't look at the cost initially, because for you, every good thing costs. But what matters most is, what is the reward? What is the return on that investment? See it as investment. It may cost 1 million, it may cost 1.2, it may cost 800,000, depend on the type of vehicle and the type of cylinder you are putting. So, but nevertheless, you can recoup that cost within 3 to 4 months.
And some would say that even for those who have benefited from the intervention by the PCNGI, it hasn't translated into a reduction in transportation cost in any way, shape, or form. But it's an ongoing conversation, as we say. We'll explore this perhaps when next we have you. And we must thank you very much at this point for coming on the program. We've been talking with Mr. Joseph Oshanikwe, the Director General of the National Automotive Development and Design Council. Thank you for your time, and you have our best wishes in your continuing work to provide alternative to petrol for Nigerians.
Thank you very much.
And that's it, but we have a few more things to touch on the show. Jeffrey.
Well, I think we're totally out of time. We'll catch up to those things tomorrow, but just to give you a heads up, the Aviation Minister has intervened in the issue of Comforter Massen and Quam 1. The details are on his X handle. We've highlighted it. We don't have so much time to tell you. But Someone is going to be an ambassador, reduction of, what do you call it now, ban, as well as withdrawal of criminal complaints on both sides so that, you know, they go and sin no more. But training is going to happen across the board. Thank you for your time and company. Bye-bye.
Of course, Sunrise Daily is up next, so stay with Channels Television. We'll be back again tomorrow. I am Bukola Koka. Bye for now.